name is Maria Brophy, and I am a shadow work expert. Shadow work is extremely important because it is protection. True empowerment comes from working on yourself. My phrase that I came up with in high school is, no one is above working on themselves. So the building of skills is extremely important. The most feared and misunderstood area is the emotional realm. The emotional realm is found in shadow work. This is my arena. Shadow work is phenomenal! It is phenomenal. It's amazing. Amazing! You will learn more about shadow work in my unemployment video. Please note, everything I have written down and discussed about shadow work is my knowledge. It comes from me and not from a book or someone else. Shadow work is the missing link in our society, and I'm so excited for people to learn more about it. If you are relying solely on mental, your understanding of things is partial. With the emotional realm, your understanding of a person, situation, etc. is more complete and developed. You will see this for yourself in my Bank of America video and unemployment video. For example, how can one be objective and impartial when you see only your point of view? In order to be impartial, you need to be able to see many sides to something. Seeing other points of view besides your own is found in shadow work. I could have never have imagined my own bank, Bank of America, to close 2 of my credit cards and harm me, an excellent customer. Nor did I expect unemployment to say I committed unemployment fraud during a global crisis. I didn't do anything wrong for this to happen. Things are not adding up, because this should have never have happened to me or to anyone else. I have had to work through so many fears and insecurities to do these videos, like a lot. I am not a camera person, and these are my first ones. I'm camera shy, so this was a great big mountain for me to climb. And so the people who know me, I finally did it. I finally did this. I stress ate a lot of chocolate these past few months, more than I've ever consumed in my life. Everyone has fears, wounds, and insecurities, and that's okay. That's normal. I'm really proud of myself for getting the courage to do them. I didn't expect these videos to be my content right off the bat, but it fits with me, who I am as a person. I'm not afraid to stand up for myself or for other people, and I also cannot stand injustice. What Bank of America, unemployment, PUA, DETR did is a despicable, sad injustice that needs to be corrected and rectified. I want to take the time and acknowledge a bright light for me. Thank you to SNAP, Supplementary Nutrition Assistance Program, the only program that truly helped me. Thank you to SNAP and to the government for the extra money. I signed up for SNAP in August 2020 and would have received $16 a month, I believe. With the extra money from the government, I didn't have to worry about food. It was my first time using SNAP, food stamps. And I worked through stigmas and shame because I needed help. I also want to say it's okay to ask for help and use social programs. That is why they are there. I needed help because of what my own bank, Bank of America, and unemployment did to me. I utilized SNAP for almost a year and a half. SNAP, you have showed you have integrity. I respect you for that and appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You helped me. You weren't trying to harm me. And that's a big deal. This is to Bank of America. I have a list of empowering demands. That's right. Both of my credit cards ending in 7460 and 9734 will be reopened with balances paid off, lower APRs than before they closed, and my credit limits restored to before 2019. I will be receiving monetary compensation for the closing of my credit cards over nothing. Because of this, great harm was caused. Also, there will be no monthly maintenance fees on my checking account and savings account. I also want Sunrise Credit Services, North Star Credit Services, Asset Recovery Solutions LLC, and every other creditor to stop calling me Maria Brophy and any phone numbers you have on file associated with me. Stop calling. Just stop. No more. There will be no more phone calls, letters, or emails effective immediately. No more harassment. I will also be receiving monetary compensation for monitoring what I Google. That was very eerie and alarming to find out and discover. You will find this out in my Bank of America video. I would also like and appreciate the government's help to oversee that Bank of America and the creditors do the right thing, that Bank of America's egregious error be corrected in the multitude of ways that I listed. I will also say again, there will be monetary compensation for the closing of my 2 credit cards, which had a tremendous and damaging ripple effect. From the closing of my 2 Bank of America credit cards, my last remaining credit card from Chase was reduced twice, and it was reduced to $600. Not kidding. So since fall of 2020, I have been using a credit card with a $600 credit limit. We got problems here. Chase, I have paid on time, and I have been an excellent customer. Chase, please up my credit limit on my Chase credit card to even more than it was originally. Please and thank you. I would appreciate it. Okay, back to Bank of America. I want everyone's credit limits you slashed in 2020, especially on May 29th, 2020, to be restored to what people's credit limits were before 2020. You will learn about May 29th in my Bank of America video. Also, Bank of America, you need to reverse everything that you have been doing to people, your own customers, to harm them since 2020. You are closing people's credit cards, reducing credit limits, etc. Why are you doing this to your own customers, Bank of America? Also, people who filed bankruptcy because of closed credit cards needs to be reopened, looked into, and reversed from 2020 and beyond. Let's see. There is Jessica, a TikToker, at Where's My DAMN Chapstick. The article didn't provide her last name, which is strange. You closed her credit cards. One of her credit cards had an 11% interest rate that you closed. That doesn't sound right. This article can be found on the-sun.com. Date November 25th, 2023. There is Virginia Weimer, who is 95 years old, from Florida. $13,000 disappeared from her Bank of America checking account due to fraud. It says Bank of America reportedly reimbursed her the $13,000, but due to overdraft protection on her account, $4,237.83 was charged on a Bank of America credit card. She shouldn't have to pay anything, Bank of America. Like, what's going on? This article can be found on the-sun.com. Date December 11th, 2023. Please take a look for yourself. I got sent these articles from my parents. Why are you harming your own customers, Bank of America? You are supposed to be the bank for America, are you not? Like, yeah. Why are you doing this? What you are doing is predatory, ruthless, and illegal. Yeah, illegal. Okay, something else that needs to be discussed is from the New York Times Sunday Business section. Date, Sunday, November 5th, 2023. The article, Dumped by a Bank, Why Accounts Suddenly Close by Ron Lieber and Tara Siegel-Bernard. My dad brought this article to my attention. People's accounts from banks are suddenly closing. Checking, savings, credit cards, etc. What right do banks have to close people's accounts? This is predatory behavior. I'm going to list the people in this article and something about them. I also want to say sorry in advance if I mess up anyone's names. Caroline Potter had her Citibank checking and credit cards suddenly close in 2022. She thinks it's because her husband was in the marijuana business. Brian Delaney and Jennifer Maslanka, they are bar owners in New York City. In 2023, Chase closed the bar's account and their personal checking and credit cards because of unusual deposits. Ori Ladipo, originally from Nigeria, living in the United States, had his accounts from Chase Bank close. In the article, it says Ori Ladapo was working as a data analyst at Morgan Stanley in New York, a contract job, while earning his master's degree in quantitative method and modeling. While he was working on his master's, he received money from his family who lived in another country. So the reason Chase Bank gave to close his accounts? International wires. Nick Seidel from Chicago had issues with Chase Bank, Fifth Third, and BMO Harris. All of them closed his accounts due to him having a record, so criminal history. Stephen Ferker. Citibank closed his accounts because of unusual cash withdrawals. Rosanna Bino, who lives in San Francisco. Chase Bank closed her accounts because of community loan pools. Susu. In 2019, her and her husband couldn't access their bank accounts and credit cards. Everything closed. Chase Bank wouldn't do business with them anymore, but Citibank and Bank of America would. Well, it has been no picnic over here at Bank of America. There seems to be an overall bank problem, does it not? Bank of America, Chase Bank, Citibank, Fifth Third, and BMO Harris. I'm going off of the banks that are listed in the articles and then what I have experience with my own bank, Bank of America. My mom asked me if I was still banking with Bank of America, and I said yes, because, well, I knew I needed to because of these videos, but after reading the article in the New York Times, I thought to myself, where would I go? What bank is safe? All banks should be safe for their customers. I would love for everyone to look this article up. The New York Times, could you please post this article online if it isn't up already? I would appreciate it. I think people should look up this article and anything on specific dates for their own selves if you have questions or need more evidence. It is very empowering to do so because it helps take you out of the stage of disbelief, being in denial, and burying one's head in the sand. It's too easy being in a state of denial because otherwise it's having to face and acknowledge corruption and predatory behavior instead of what each individual this happened to did wrong. What I see is an overall bank problem. All banks should be and need to be safe for their customers and not going after their own customers. Where are the bank's morals and ethics? Now, this is to unemployment. These are my empowering demands. Let's see. I do not trust unemployment at all. So the government, I will be looking to you and relying on you to correct the damage that has been caused because of corruption with unemployment. My good name, Maria Brophy, will be cleared and restored effective immediately. I did not commit unemployment fraud, or as they like to call it, overpayment. I will also be receiving monetary compensation for, you name it, psychological mind games, slander, all of the back and forth from unemployment and PUA, the overpayment waiver document, which is an extremely important document, which you will be learning about in my unemployment video, predatory and deceptive business practices, and utter corruption. So yes, monetary compensation for me because harm has been done. Also, just so you know, unemployment, DETR, in November 2017, I was assaulted at work, which is on record. I also filed workman's comp, so I had several reasons, too many reasons, for me to leave my previous place of employment. To say that I did not have a compelling reason to quit is disturbing and groundless. Yes, I did receive money from unemployment. However, I will not pay a cent back. This was and has been a nightmare that I am getting myself I'm getting myself out of this. I will acknowledge and say thank you to the first adjudicator, the first one, who helped me. Thank you so much. I do not know who this person is. I want to find out who this person is. I want to say thank you. You were trying to help me. You were not trying to harm me at all. I also want to say thank you to people at unemployment who did help me. And I will say thank you to the government once my good name is restored, justice is done, and I receive monetary compensation for how I was treated, what I was accused of, and what I discovered from the Nevada overpayment waiver document, aka the spiderweb trap entrapment. For people who have been accused of unemployment fraud, under the guise of overpayment, stop paying. Do not pay anymore. Just stop. Stop paying. Nevada unemployment DETR needs to be thoroughly looked into, and so does the appeals board. It is too predatory. Also, the state of Nevada takes first priority over any other state in regards to correcting and reversing unemployment claims, especially the city of Las Vegas. All right. To the government. I would appreciate a sit down. Please and thank you. After having my own bank, Bank of America, come after me and unemployment make the egregious decision that I committed unemployment fraud over nothing, the overwhelming amount of predatory behavior warrants a sit down with you. In fact, several agencies. This should never have happened, but it did. So now it is time to correct the injustices done and fix the damage, the harm that was created. This is unacceptable, disgusting, and a huge problem. Like, we have problems in this country that we need to start fixing instead of pretending like it's not there. Also, you need to address, from my experience, the extremely suspect PUA, the overall mind games, especially the one denial supersedes all decisions document. My whole financial mess will be fixed by March 15th, 2024. I will repeat, it will be fixed by March 15th, 2024. So that my finances are no longer in shambles, because my finances are like a creek. They are in complete shambles. Wreckage, like full blown. And my credit scores will be fixed. I also want you to look at my finances. So the government, I actually want you, look into my information, look me up, because no one should have this much debt. Nobody. It doesn't make sense. 2 of which came about in 2020 and 2021. I've also had 4 credit cards closed by banks. Not by me, this doesn't sound right. Aspire credit card closed after the 2008 crash, Capital One credit card closed in 2019, and Bank of America closed 2 in 2020. All of this affects my credit. I knew how to handle Bank of America and unemployment because I've had to deal with plot twist. Guess what other group I'm part of? The student loan debt crisis group. That one. Yep. I could carry on my back Bank of America and unemployment because so many of my tears have gone to my student loans over the years. I've had panic attacks over them and many sleepless nights. So yes, PTSD from my loans. Imagine asking the student loans to look at what I make, to work with me over my monthly payments, and refusing, flat out refusing to work with me. When I would speak to a supervisor, I would get the same response. This is what you owe. They would not look at my income and do income-based payments. Problem. There were several duplicitous tactics used, like acting like I qualified for a special offer for my loans, when all it was a ploy to get me on the phone for a representative to tell me what I owe, that I need to pay, and demanding to know how I was going to pay. It was even said I could put a payment on a credit card. I never did that. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence of how corrupt and predatory the student loans actually were, both federal and private. This was unbeknownst to us, the students who were trying to better ourselves, and to our parents wanting their children to succeed in life. Why the denial? Why the dragging of feet of what needs to be done, forgiving all federal and private student loans? Why thinking deferring people's loans for a couple of years will somehow magically make everything better? Or that people could somehow afford to pay them when the cost of living has gone up, but yet many people's pay isn't increasing in order to keep up with the cost of living? Why are we operating business as usual with colleges when there is a student loan debt crisis going on? For years. This has been going on for years. This is not like new. This is not new information. This is years of ongoing student loan debt crisis. It is unacceptable that all student loans haven't been forgiven. How many people from the student loan debt crisis group are telling people to go to college or the typical 4-year? How many high school students want to go to college anymore, knowing what could potentially be in store for them? How many of them are avoiding this trap altogether and are finding other alternatives? How many people have a degree and their pay has not increased because of it or had much upward mobility? How many people don't even care that they have a degree or degrees? How many people feel like they screwed up their lives by going to college? This is how I feel. I graduated high school in 2003, and what were pushed were 4-year colleges. Community colleges were not pushed by guidance counselors, parents, or our culture. In fact, community colleges were looked down upon when they shouldn't have been. It was ingrained and instilled in so many of us the promise of upward mobility with having a college degree. That path left the door wide open for the trap to be set. The trap were the loans themselves. The predatory student loans, both federal and private, can be traced to the early 2000s, probably even before then. This also means the predatory loans were in place before the 2008 crash. They were already in full effect before 2008. All federal and private student loans need to be forgiven. With all of this being said, I am now pretty much on zero trust for many reasons. People are getting more and more reactionary, especially since 2020. Harm has been done to me and trust has been broken. It is now time for the banks, especially Bank of America, other entities, the government, and yes, people to start earning my trust back. People need to learn how to take personal responsibility. It's empowering to do so. Not taking any ownership and personal responsibility shows you do not exhibit being a trustworthy person or business. Too many people have lost my trust because they did not or do not own up to what they did wrong and say I am sorry in a sincere way, including businesses. I earn people's trust and respect. People need to do the same with me. People need to start earning my trust and respect back. It is long overdue. I have never had any upward mobility before or after getting my college degree. Things are not adding up. It's just, things are not making sense. I also moved back to Massachusetts in late August, September of 2021, and still no upward mobility. None. So, time has been wasted. It is now time to stop wasting time. Now, I'm going to do some narration. I made my Bank of America and unemployment videos first, before this one, my Empowering Demands video. I changed some of my concepts, but left my videos as is. My videos are also like Game of Thrones in terms of being jam-packed with information, so breaks are necessary, like kind of a requirement. Breaks are a requirement. Please watch my Bank of America video first and then unemployment. Shadow work will also be talked about in my unemployment video. Also, please note, when I filed for unemployment, my job title was a life coach at that time, so you will hear life coach come up frequently. Shadow work expert came about later. I'd also like for people to go to my Instagram at some point, please, during or after my videos and check it out. I have been showing up differently during 2020 and even before then. It is because of healing. True healing is found in shadow work. Shadow work is amazing and it's very, very empowering. So my Instagram is maverick.maria.brophy. I also just want to say this. My videos won't always be easy to get through. Just take a break and keep going. You are on a journey with me. I'm getting myself out of this nightmare and I'm getting others out too. So this is about social justice. social justice to like the highest degree. This is social justice we have going on here. So please also share, because it takes a village. It does. It really does. Like, it takes a village. We have to start helping each other differently. We have to start doing things differently. The old way of doing things isn't working. It's not working at all. It's not working for so many people. And there's lots of people out there like me who have been through things that you'll see in my videos. So it takes a village. It takes a village. I'm really excited. This is kind of like my labor of love. I've gained weight over this. I've stressed from this. So this is like my baby. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm just proud of myself for getting the courage to do this, because this scares the crap out of me. Like, full blown. Full blown. Like, I don't like being in front of a camera. Like, I'm not. Hi. Sorry to cut it short. I just wanted to say, before you guys watch my next video, Bank of America, you guys can do it. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be a little stressed out. I'm just going, what am I going to be finding out? It is okay. Because we have to remember something that all of us have heard probably all of our lives, is knowledge is power. So it's very empowering to have knowledge, to know what's going on, so that we can pivot, redirect, do different things, because the old ways are not working. And you're going to see that in my videos, even just from this video alone, my Empowering Demands video. It's because things are not working. So now we need to do things that are going to work, that are going to make sense. We need social change. We need change.